Okay, so this video is going to be about the construction of the Panama Canal, which was a major engineering feat of its day. Remember that France had already tried it, but they had to give up because something like 40,000 of their people died from some mysterious disease. It took 12 years for us to build it. It's 102 miles long, and the only thing that made it possible is we had to solve this problem of this mystery disease. And that was solved by an American doctor. His name is Dr. Walter Reed. There's actually a hospital named after him. I think it's in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Walter Reed says this mysterious disease is malaria, and it's caused by mosquitoes. Okay, so if the disease is caused by mosquitoes, then we have to get rid of the mosquitoes to get rid of the disease, right? Teddy Roosevelt did something that would never be acceptable by today's environmental safety standards. He took diesel fuel, okay, and he sprayed Panama with it. I mean, he coated everything, all the swamps. See, mosquitoes hatch. They usually, mosquitoes will lay their eggs right above the water line, okay, in a puddle or standing water, you know, a bucket with water in it, whatever. And when it rains, the water level raises just a little bit, and it hydrates those eggs, and it makes them hatch. And that's why whenever it rains, you see a bunch of mosquitoes after it. I'm sure you're familiar with that here in Louisiana. Well, the thing is, if you put diesel all over everything, then it creates a layer of oil on top, which will kill all the mosquito eggs. And if they do hatch under the water, they can't actually penetrate the layer of oil and get out. So he just coated the whole thing. Now, an amazing thing happened. If you visit Panama today, guess what? It's not all polluted, okay? So the land healed itself over time. But it allowed us to get in there with these big machines and do some work. Now, we know that Teddy Roosevelt's a bit of a ham, which means that he likes to pose for the cameras and make sure that, you know, everybody knows who he is and all that kind of stuff. So he went down to Panama during his presidency. You can see him here. And he's not just going to go look at the Panama Canal. He's going to try to dig it himself. So he gets in an excavator, and he asks him how to work it. And he starts digging the Panama Canal with newspaper reporters all around the area, looking in on him and taking pictures. So how does the Panama Canal work? Well, it's not just a big ditch from one ocean to the other, okay? Panama is a very mountainous country, and they had to go over the mountains. Now, the place that they picked was the skinniest area of Panama, but it also happened to have a huge lake in the middle of it, high up in altitude. So what would happen is we had to build a series of locks, okay? And these locks, you would go into the first lock, they would lock the gates, and they would pump water in, and the ship would rise. And then they open the next one, and then it sails in. They lock the gate, both gates, raise it up. So it's a series of steps. Okay, and then on the other side, you just step it down. And that's how the Panama Canal operates. We gave the Panama Canal back in the 1970s. We had a very weak president named Jimmy Carter, and he decided to give the Panamanians back the Panama Canal 20 years early, just to be nice, okay, even though we paid for it. But in his defense, we had outgrown the Panama Canal completely. The only thing that could fit through it were, you know, yachts and stuff like that, these smaller ships. So once Panama got that back, they started saving all the money from the canal to build a new canal, which is actually, I think it just finished construction not long ago. I think it is 3 times wider than the original canal. So now Panama has 2 canals, one on the side of the other. You got a little tiny one for passenger boats, and you got the big one for the big cruise ships, military ships, and all kind of stuff like that. But you have to pay to go across. But it's a good investment because it would cost you a lot more money in fuel and also sailors' salary to actually go all the way around South America. So it's cheaper to pay the $50,000 fee or whatever it is to go through the Panama Canal. So that's how the Panama Canal was built.